Hey guys, it's Becky Fox with Team Critical Bench, and this is another video about my journey to compete in an NPC Bikini competition. So this is video number 2, and it has been actually about 2 weeks. So I missed the video last week, and probably partly the reason why is because I've been procrastinating to make it. So far my progress is there's not much to report. Unfortunately, I'm human and things haven't really gone as well as I was hoping to at this point. And so there's not much to show for it. So like I said, I'm human, things happen. But I have a choice at this point. I can either decide to beat myself up, feel bad about it, you know, all those negative reactions, or I can make the choice, which is what I'm going to do, to see what I did. What did I do that was good, that I will keep doing? And what did I do that maybe I could work on a little bit more so that I can start to get better results this time around? Just to give you a little background, I've been eating pretty clean, and I eat pretty clean anyways. So really for me at this point, it's stepping that up even more. So I don't think I did quite a good enough job there. So that was part of the reason why I didn't see the results. And I'll get a little bit more into that in a minute. So first, let me focus on what did I do good, not necessarily good, but what did I do that I felt accomplished, that I did differently, and that I feel will get me results in the long run. I was really consistent with my workouts, which over the last few years have not been as consistent as I like. I work out a lot, but sometimes it's once a week or twice a week, or you know, sometimes 3 times a week. So I made the effort this week. I did 4 strength training workouts, which is my plan for every week. And I started doing more interval training. So I started incorporating interval training back into my workouts, which is a great way to burn a lot of fat. So the workouts, I got it down, and that's usually not the problem for me, it's the diet. The diet for me is the hardest part, and it's gonna be the hardest part of this journey. So positive was the workouts, negative was my diet wasn't as clean as it should have been, and I probably didn't make the changes that needed to be made. So what I learned, I got 3 things that I learned that I'm going to work on from here on out so that I will start to see results. So you will see results next week, I promise you. So the first thing is I realized I kind of jumped into it without being prepared and without really planning. So if you fail to plan to fail. That is one of my favorite quotes. So I plan in a lot of other areas in my life, but I don't always plan what I'm gonna eat. And we all know that when you don't plan, what happens? You go for something quick, you go for something fast, and usually that means it's something not healthy. So if you're gonna have healthy food available, well, you gotta have it prepared, and you gotta have it ready to go, and you have to cook it ahead of time. So I actually took yesterday, I spent 2.5 hours, I think around 2.5 hours, preparing a bunch of meals. So I've got food stocked up for the next couple of days in the fridge. I've even got some stuff that I threw in the freezer. I don't like to eat stuff like 3 or 4 days because it starts to go bad. So I throw it in the freezer and I can pull it out now later in the week. So I'm actually gonna do a separate video on meal planning and show you exactly what I did so that you can do it as well, because even if your goal is not necessarily to compete or even to lose weight, but just to be healthy, you have to plan ahead. You have to have food ready. You have to know what you're gonna eat and have it prepared. Or even if you're gonna go to a restaurant, for instance, you have to know what your choices are, what you're gonna order, so that you can make the right choices and be healthy. So planning ahead, I'm gonna do this every single week. I'm gonna plan out my foods for the week, what I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna prepare things ahead of time so that when I get busy, I'm not like making the excuse that, oh, well, I don't really have time to cook something, so, you know, I'm just gonna go grab something quick or eat something that's not really on my meal plan for this, you know, next couple of weeks. So that's number 1, so plan ahead. Number 2 is that I've probably known this for a while, but it's hard for a lot of people to admit, even me to myself. I tend to be a stress eater. So a lot of people are emotional eaters, where you might eat something bad when you're feeling, you know, a certain emotion. So for me, I get stressed out sometimes. And when I get stressed out, I kind of have this attitude of, it doesn't matter what I eat. I really don't care. I don't feel good. I'm having a bad day. You know, I deserve to eat something bad. I'm gonna eat it. Who cares? I'll be better tomorrow. Like all these stupid excuses. So what I found is that's usually chocolate. So I'll start munching on some chocolate chips or something, you know, like that I shouldn't be eating. And you know, I eat clean most of the time, but usually that's what it is. It's too much sugar. And if I'm eating too much sugar, I'm not gonna reach my goals the way I want to. So if I looked at my whole diet plan, that's probably the one thing that is really still standing in my way, because I do eat pretty healthy and a lot of the foods I'm eating are already healthy. So I've got to watch the sugars, and that could be chocolate, but that's also from things like fruit or eating too much, you know, eating too much rice or something like that. So from here on out, I'm gonna start, well, I'll get to that number 3. I'm gonna start logging my sugar, but I'm also actually reading a book. This is called Eat Q, and it's Unlock the Weight Loss Power of Emotional Intelligence. And I've wanted to read this book for a while, and what it kind of covers is some of the things that are causing you to make bad choices when you're stressed out or you're angry or you're frustrated, and why you'll turn to food and things that you can do to change your mindset around that and to make wiser choices. So I know that if I'm going to be successful at this, that, you know, I'm going to need to not eat sugar out of out of stress, out of frustration, and, you know, that I can make a healthier choice. So, you know, that might be instead of eating something, I go for a walk or do something active that's going to be helpful for me to reach my goals, as opposed to hindering my results and my goals and that sort of thing. So I will keep you guys updated on some of the tips that I learned in this book and what I start to implement in my own life so that I can be healthier. I also know that when I eat some sugar, I usually am kind of like pretty much an addict. So I eat a little bit, I want more. So I know, just like anybody that's trying to overcome some sort of addiction, it's, you know, certain things I'm just gonna have to eliminate completely out of my diet, and that's gonna be pretty much any sort of processed sweets and things like that. I find that when there's other chemicals, there's like the processed sugar, just I turn into like crazy person and I want more and I can't stop. So yeah, so no more of that stuff. I find when I make my own sweets with some pure ingredients like cacao powder, dark chocolate, you know, some of those, you know, fruit, things like that, that I can eat it and eat a small portion and be satisfied. So when I do a cheat meal, it's gonna have to be something like that that's not gonna spiral me down into a you know, continuation of eating crappy for the rest of the day. So that's number 2. I'm going to focus on managing my stress eating and finding behaviors that are going to be more conducive to my goals. And, you know, not only that, but over time it'll be easier. So I won't even think about necessarily, oh, I got to have some sugar, I need some sweet or something like that right now. So I'm hoping too it'll change my mindset to where that's not even an issue anymore. Like I said, I eat pretty healthy, but obviously I'm not, you know, there's some things that are standing in my way. So I need to know exactly what I'm eating. And the best way to do that is to log your food. So from now on, I'm going to start logging what I'm eating, and that way I know exactly what I'm getting in. So I'll know if I'm getting enough protein, I'll know if I'm getting enough calories, which is just as important as getting too many. Same with fats and same with carbs. And as I mentioned before, sugar is kind of one of those areas that's tough. So I'm really gonna nail it in on the carbs and the sugars and keep those low, because to lean out, the carbs is the number one thing that is going to help you to reach your goals. And if you're overdoing it on carbs and sugars, it's gonna be stored as fat, and you're not gonna lose fat and you're not gonna burn fat. So I'll get more into exactly like what my macros are in a future video, but for now I would just tell you that I'm going to be more stringent about actually logging what I'm eating, so that I'm not just guessing, I'm not just assuming that what I'm doing is the right amounts, because it's easy to think that you're doing well and not realize that you're eating too much of something or not enough of something else or that sort of thing. So I've got to be aware, I've got to be conscious, and log that. And what I'm going to use is, there's an app called MyFitnessPal, and I've used it before and it works really well for me. It holds me accountable, because if you are going to cheat or do something that you shouldn't, yeah, you don't really want to log it. So, you know, you kind of feel bad doing it. So it keeps you from doing things that hold you accountable. And like I said, you have to know what you're putting in your body so that you, also so I can adjust. So if I've been on key with what I should be doing, but then it's not working, then I know that there's going to be some adjustments that need to be made. So there's a lot of benefits to logging. I know it's a lot of extra work, but you know what, I'm taking this to the next level. I'm doing a competition, and it's going to require that extra work, the extra diligence, so that I can get the results that I want to get, because the leaner you get, the harder it is to get more fat off. So because I'm already starting out pretty lean, I have to work even harder and be more strict about what I do so that I can start to see those results. So that's what I've learned. I've learned that I need to plan. So just every week I'll schedule a day, probably on the weekend on Sunday, where I can plan out what I'm going to eat for the week, get the groceries, and get it prepared, get everything cut, get everything cooked, get everything ready to go. The second thing I'm going to do is start to be more aware of how emotions trigger the desire to eat things, or because I'm not gonna give in and eat those sweets, but I do want to be more aware of what's triggering it and how I can better handle it, so that in the future I don't end up kind of doing what I did for the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to start logging my food, and that way I'll know exactly what's going in my body. I can make adjustments as I need to. I can hold myself more accountable, and I can be more aware of what I'm eating, so I know that I'm eating the right amounts of foods and that sort of thing. So those are the 3 things. I think that will make a huge difference within the next few weeks. I'm going to keep doing my workouts because I did do well with my workouts, and I'm going to continue on with those, which again, another video, I'll talk about all these different things. I'm going to share with you what I'm doing for my workouts, what I'm eating, how much I'm eating, the type, the macronutrients, and lots of things. So there's lots more to come about what I'm doing. I just wanted to kind of give you the progress update, although it's not, quite to be expected. I'm being truthful with you. That's probably part of the reason I procrastinated on making this, is because I'm kind of embarrassed to say that I didn't get the results that I wanted so far, but I know that I'm going to have to step it up, and I'm going to have to work a little harder, and I'm going to have to do these things if I'm going to get those results. Luckily, I have, I think, about 15 weeks now, so I've got quite some time, and as I round in on 12 weeks, it's going to get pretty strict. So right now I'm still doing a cheat meal, which that's the other thing. I did a cheat meal, 2 days ago, and I ate some dairy and some beans, and I think I'm still bloated from that too. So that's the other thing, is being careful of even when I'm eating on my cheat meals, because 2 days later I still feel bloated. So that could be another reason why my results, I don't really have any, is because that as well. So hopefully this was helpful, you guys. That's the thing, don't beat yourself up when things don't go as planned. But what you can do is see what went well, pat yourself on the back for it, and then see what needs to be adjusted, and just go with that. Just keep working at it, and the more you do, the better you'll get at it. And that's kind of how I feel now. I'm still excited. I've learned over time that when you spend time being down about things, you don't get stuff done. And, you just have to keep looking forward and keep moving forward, because it's a journey, and it's going to be challenging, and it's going to be a struggle, and things aren't always going to go perfectly like you expect them to. So you just got to keep trying and keep moving forward. So again, Becky Fox here with Team Critical Bench. Thank you for watching my journey. I'll have plenty of more videos to come over the next 15 weeks. So make sure to click like below if you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel so that you can get all the updates in the future. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.